Maybe it's a good thing that my mic was muted because I'm coughing. Hold on, let me do that again. You ever have something to eat or drink in the morning and it causes your whole nasal cavity to do what it does, which is like release the things? I just drank some bone broth and I guess it had a little bit too much salt. Sometimes too much salt causes my nasal cavity to do what it does, if you get what I'm saying. So there will be a little bit of a tickle or cough and it will adjust itself. But I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whensoever you are watching this. And yes, I said whensoever. My name is Kim Coles. A sip of water, please. My name is Kim Coles, and this is day 4 of the Boldacious Living Challenge. Can you tell I'm excited? Can you tell that I have music playing in my head and in my heart? I've had an incredible experience with you for the last 4 days, and I just want to get everyone on the same page as quickly as possible before I dive in to today's presentation. It's a presentation, which makes me happy. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kim Coles. I am an actress, a comedian, an author, a speaker, and a coach. And my gift, in this world, or one of my gifts in this world, is to help other people to embrace their brilliance and broadcast their brilliance. And I do that through several ways of coaching people to become even better presenters, better coaches, speakers, and authors themselves. In fact, I have been the visionary author of 3 and about to be soon to launch a 4th anthology where I've helped, in this case, about 96 authors become best-selling authors. I love doing that kind of work because it is one of the ways that I help others to broadcast their brilliance. I also believe that we all have lots of brilliance within us that is meant to shine forth. And when you share your gifts with the world, when you share your gifts and talents and abilities with the world can then share its gifts back with you. And those gifts may come in the way of more impact, a bigger platform for you as you're building your business and your brand, right? The impact, the gifts that come back might be your children actually thriving, your children and your grandchildren thriving because you showed up in your authentic truth. You showed up as the best version of yourself, as your boldacious self. And that's what we're up to this week. So this is day 4. This is just the beginning. I'm super excited about all that I have planned for today and going forth. And today's topic is going to be about embracing your truth, embracing your authentic self. And I think of boldacious, which, by the way, is a made-up word. I made this word up as a combination of the word bold and the word audacious. And there is the word bodacious, but this is boldacious. This means choosing to step into your authentic self on a regular basis. And I know that there's a lot of talk right now about being very demure and very mindful, thanks to that beautiful creator Jules, who put that out into the world, and now it's trending. I'm very mindful, very cutesy. You can be all of those things. You can be demure and bold at the same time, because for Jules, demure is part of her authenticity, part of her who she resonates with in the world, and the cheeky look at the world to say, I don't go to work with a green cut crease, but I've gone to her page and she has done a green cut crease and it's gorgeous. And so you get to show up as your authentic self. You get to choose that over and over and over again. And when you are bold and audacious, when you are engaging and honest with yourself and willing to step beyond the fear into your future, fear is going to exist. But we want to step beyond our fear and into the future that we know we're meant to live. And that's living a boldacious life. And so that's what this is all about. So what are we up to today? Let me share my slides with you. It's day 4. By the way, just a little bit more housekeeping for you. If you're in this challenge, every day, 24 hours later, this will expire. This explodes. Remember the old Mission Impossible? Anybody old enough to remember where they would get their mission and then it would explode because nobody needed, you don't need to see that anymore. I wanted to create an incentive for you to show up every day and to show up within the 24-hour period of when I put this content out in the world to actually watch it. So that's an incentive for you to find some time, put me on in the background while you wash the dishes or do the laundry or at work with your AirPods in. Wink, wink. the boss the boss will be fine, and you'll be fine because you'll be getting the tips and tools and resources and what I have planned for you, and it may set you on a path to no longer have a boss. Wait a minute. So every day these will expire, so please watch this within 24 hours. We have another day that I'm doing tomorrow, and I've already announced it because I can't hold this kind of secret. I'm actually going to do a recap on Saturday. So that means it will be available until Sunday. So if you haven't had a chance to watch these, it's okay, because I'm going to come back and do a nice recap for you, for us. So today we're going to talk about embracing your unique authenticity, discovering some techniques that I have planned for you to embrace your authentic self and boost your confidence. There's something that happens when you step into the version of yourself that just is. There's something that happens when you just go, this is me, unapologetically. This is just me. I'm just going to step into being me, and the rest of the world will rise to meet you. I promise you. You will find your tribe. You will find your people. People will be magnetized to you because they can tell that there's a thread of authenticity, a thread of truth happening in the space. And it's about uncovering your authentic self and embracing the power. That's where true power comes from. Embracing unapologetically you. By the way, I want to say something about this picture, this slide. If you notice, I'm standing at a beautiful hotel that happens to be just like blocks away from the Great Pyramid of Giza. And that day I had actually climbed inside the Great Pyramid of Giza. And if you haven't done it, I highly recommend it. I should say, too, a couple of things were happening at the time. I was in a relationship that was not working. I wasn't happy, and neither was he. He wasn't happy either. I had taken this trip, this pilgrimage with a group of amazing other women. And I have to tell you that I was the only Black woman on this trip. So going to Africa and having the Egyptians greet me everywhere I went. Hello, sister. Welcome home, sister. Welcome home, Habibi. Habibi means sweetheart or dear one. Welcome home, sister. And I was like, how do you know that I don't belong here? I guess I look like I didn't belong, but they could see that I really did belong. Welcome home. So that was the last day of our trip, or the last official day, and we got a chance to have a photo shoot with a professional photographer. And the reason why I am fully in my authentic yumminess, by the way, I bought this caftan while I was there. I did not arrive in Africa with that. I bought that there. I just wanted to hold my hands out and marvel at what I had chosen to do, marvel at the decisions I was fitting to make in my life. Because after this trip, I made a decision to leave that relationship that was not working. And he wasn't happy either. So I don't want to sound like I'm dissing anybody. But it was it took me going all the way to welcome home to Africa, sister. Welcome home. It took me going all the way home to climb up inside that pyramid. And by the way, it's no joke, especially if you're not fit. And then to climb out renewed and refreshed. And I think that's actually what that pyramid is really all about. That's a conversation for another day. And so I just wanted to, use this picture as it was a rebirthing, so to speak. And I am a changed woman, and changed meaning I stepped into the version of myself that already existed. Because if they were seeing it, by the way, everywhere I went, they would grab me in a good way. I mean, and like, we would go shopping and they would go, come. They would come and put me behind the counter with them and show me their wares. I'm like, no, show all the ladies. No, we'll show them. But we want to show you this. We want to show you this. Sister, this is for you. They would come and put me behind the counter with them. And so I got this beautiful experience that they were seeing something that I hadn't yet seen in myself. Show up authentically as you, and people will see it and be magnetized to you. Welcome home, sister. Okay. So let's carry on. This is the what we're working on today, what we're stepping into today. By the way, there is a workbook. The way you get the workbook is you have to register. If you haven't registered yet, please feel free to do so. I think we took that banner down. It's where is it? I don't even think we have that banner up anymore. There it is. Thank you. By the way, I want to do a special shout out to my my beloved and my business partner and my everything, who's running the show behind the scenes. Dr. E.J. Johnson is here. And by the way, he might be making a special appearance before our session is over. You know, we did a special session with the VIPs yesterday, and it was such a powerful message. I was like, can you come and share that with the group at large? And he said yes. So he'll be on shortly. So there. So thank you, EJ, behind the scenes, for making it all happen. All right, going to my next slide. Oh, and by the way, there's also something I'm going to share with you before the session is done. Yes, I planned this whole week of incredible content, but I also have something else coming up that I would love to invite you to, and I'm going to share that with you. And it's called the Boldacious Brilliance event. Remember the beginning, I told you one of my gifts is helping others bring forth their brilliance. I can see it on you. I can see it in your eyes. I can see it on people. I feel like I have this beautiful gift of discernment that when I meet folks, I only see your divine brilliance. I only see your possibilities. And so I created an event called the Boldacious Brilliance Live event, where we can spend even more time diving into your brilliance. And there's even an opportunity for 15 people to come and spend time with me live in person in Raleigh and Durham, North Carolina. Raleigh, Durham. You just fly into RDU, it will get you where you need to go. But that's coming up shortly. Okay. So the other thing I want you all to do as we do this is an interactive experience. Please put your ahas and your oh snaps. Your ahas and your oh snaps are your takeaways. Like, is there something that you have come up with as a result of some of this training and like, oh my goodness, that just hit me. Oh, wow, look what just happened. I'm saying that you don't have to take a climb inside the Great Pyramid of Giza to have an aha and an oh snap. I'm saying that, you know, the messages that are meant to come through for you come through all the time. It may come through on this training, it may come through later. And so when you go to the group, we have a group of Boldacious boot camp where you can put your comments there, or you can put your comments here. I read the comments after the experience is over because I want to focus on what I got here. So let us talk about the importance of authenticity. You see that chair? You see that chair in the middle? All the other chairs are really, really nice. But this one chair right here is standing out like, no, I'm going to shine. I'm going to be golden and comfortable and the most fluffy, most magnificent chair in this little seminar. And I want you all to sit in that chair firmly planted, or whatever your pretty chair looks like, your royal chair looks like. We're going to talk about what authenticity means and what does it mean to be authentic, and how confidence comes through authenticity. There's a thing that you get when you're standing in your truth and standing in your, what I like to call your triumphant truth, that makes all the difference. And it's also one of the most meaningful ways to connect with people. People will see you and want to know who you are, what you do, and how, and when you're messaging well, how you can help them. They will lean in. You know, those of you who are authors or want to be authors or speakers or coaches. By the way, everyone who shows up who says, I'm an author, I have my book on Amazon. That's great. And what are you doing to put it out into the world? What are you doing to message to others about what your mission is, what the lessons are in your book, what the reason why you wrote the book? Is it getting out to the world? And the way you do that is stepping into your authenticity and sharing your message with others. And we're going to talk about that. So one of the things I want to talk to you about, I'm going to go through these slides really quickly, and then I have a whole other section because I'll be working late at night on putting this presentation for you. I love working on this and really fine-tuning the really how to make this happen, because we can talk up here and have a great high-level conversation. Of course, being your true self is the way to be. Thank you very much. Good night. But how to, we're going to share some of that in just a moment. So one thing I want you to think about is embracing your unique strengths. You get to recognize and celebrate all your qualities, all your values. I'm going to give you a resource in just a moment, and really step into where you are already magnificent, and accepting that, and avoiding comparing yourself to others, because if it's in you, it's already in others too. They just may have a different set of qualities, a different set of strengths and gifts and abilities. But what you have is all yours. And what you have is I'm going to make up a word, activatable. That's not a word. It is activatable in you, and it must be activated. And when you do, you escape comparison. So I want to share something with you. My very first coach, and by the way, I was dropped this little nugget for this little aha. Coaches have coaches. Coaches have coaches. Visionary leaders have mentors. You, as a thought leader, as a business owner, as an aspiring author, as whatever it is that you do and want to do in the world, right? As small business owner, whatever it is, please get the education, get the masterminding that happens, get the mentoring that happens when you step up and say, I want to up level myself, and so I need a coach, I need a mentor, I need a mastermind group, I need a group of like-minded individuals so we can share ideas, because you don't live in a silo. You're not a silo. You want that help. So my very first coach, and I always like to give credit where credit is due. Her name is Andrea Quinn. And she gave me this exercise once, and I'm going to share it with all of you. So not mine, but helped me a great deal. The whole premise is to stay on the side of the room where you are magnificent. So if I'm coming from a default position that you are awesome, that you are magnificent, that you are fabulous, that you are an amazing person, your job is to stay on the side of the room that mirrors that reflects that back to you, that is that is only that is all there is. And I'll give you an example. So on this side of the room, I'm knock-kneed. I'm not really a great cook. I'm not a bad cook, but I just don't have a plethora of recipes in my head. So if I make something, I make the same 5 things. On this side of the room, math is not my strongest suit. Notice I'm not putting myself down. I'm just calling it what it is. Math is not my jam. Words are my jam, but math, I really have to effort to do math. On this side of the room, I need visuals for explanations of things. Like sometimes I can get it esoterically, but if you give me a visual to go with it, then I'm locked down. It's not a bad thing. It's just like I know how I learn, right? On this side of the room. On this side of the room, my closet is really not very organized. There, I'll say it. Neither is my desk. It's just organization in that way is not my thing. Now, when I stop and focus and do it, then it's going to get done. But on a regular basis, that's not high priority for me. I'll find the blouse I'm looking for on this side of the room. On this side of the room. I'm trying to think if there's something else I want to share. On this side of the room, my sinuses always run. On this side of the room, my sinuses are always running. I probably need to supplement differently or eat different kinds of food. On this side of the room, me and my sinuses, that's my Achilles heel. On this side of the room, when I walk into a room and smile, I'm going to light that room up. On this side of the room, I'm funny. And I've been able to utilize my humor to not only make a living for myself, but also create connection. On this side of the room, I'm actually a magical manifester. I've been manifesting and not even trying. On this side of the room, well, in the middle, I do my manifestation work. And then sometimes I'll forget on this side of the room, like, I didn't write my thing. I didn't do my thing over here. I didn't really drop in and do my 3 affirmations. On this side of the room, amazing things show up for me all the time. On this side of the room, okay, back to this side of the room. I've had some really not nice relationships, just things, nice guys, sometimes some guys, this is not working out. And I saw it and I dated him anyway. On this side of the room, I made a decision that I was going to align with only someone who I felt in my soul was absolutely right for me and nothing else will do. And oh boy, when you meet them in a few minutes, you'll see, boy, did she do that. On this side of the room. On this side of the room, I can put on my own lashes. Okay, and I'm being silly and facetious, silly and facetious on purpose, so you can see that some of it's really esoteric, some of it's really real, some of it matters or doesn't matter, right? But on this side of the room, I am magnificent. On this side of the room, I'm actually a really good writer. I can take an acronym and turn it into a whole program on this side of the room. Why am I spending any time on this side of the room where I'm not good at math, my knees are kind of not, my feet are kind of flat, I'm not a good closet organizer? Why am I staying on this side of the room? All of you have the option to go and stay on the side of the room where you are magnificent. So I'm going to ask you, what are your strengths? Where are you the bomb.com without even trying most of the time? By the way, I should add that distinction here, that this is not something you have to try to make happen. I'm really, if I try to make math happen, I'm smart enough to figure out the math. It's just not my jam. Why would I'll hire somebody else to do the math for me. Or I'll count on my fingers, or I'll use a calculator. There's a way around it, right? Where are you already magnificent? And put it in the chat. Where are you, when you show up, things happen. You can walk into a room and see what needs to be rearranged in a way for feng shui, for better flow, without even thinking about it. You should put that over there. That belongs over there. That'd be nice. Oh, look, that fits nice. Do you have an eye for color that is just, you put those two things together, that's gorgeous. Look at you. Are you a master hair braider that when someone sits in your chair, their scalp is about to be snatched and fabulous? Where are you already magnificent? Can you go into your fridge and go, I gotta make dinner. I'm gonna take some of this, and you whip up a James Beard worthy meal without even thinking about it? Where are your gifts and talents and abilities? That's just what I do. Girl, I didn't even think about that. That's just what I do. I'm going to say this with love. Stay your behind on that side of the room. What's happening on this side of the room is none of your business. What's happening on this side of the room is none of your business. And, when Andrea said that 100 years ago, I just was like, what do you mean it's none of my business? Don't I have to work to improve? She said, yeah, you can, but do you really want to spend your energy trying to improve something that doesn't matter in the end? I could hire somebody to help me with my closet. I could hire an accountant, but I can't hire someone to do me, and neither can you. Step into that space on a regular basis. And if it means in the beginning of the day, that you, each day as you're making your affirmations, that you also write, what are my strengths and gifts? What are my strengths and gifts? And I know that this society spends a lot of time, there's a lot of talk about, changing something or becoming better at something. And I'm not saying that you don't work to improve areas of your life. Absolutely. But I'm going to activate what's already working for me. I'm going to spend more energy activating what's already awesome for me. The rest of the stuff will take care of itself. Or you'll have a little extra time because you're so busy activating what's already awesome that you'll have a little extra time to go clean your closet. Or do your hip opening exercises so your knees don't knock as much, or whatever it is for you. Is this landing? Is this landing with you all? How is this sounding for you? Go and stand on the side of the room where your magnificent truth exists already. Your truth. Confidence. I am resourceful. If I don't know the answer, I can always ask EJ, who is super resourceful. I'm so resourceful that I drew a mate to me who is brilliant. I could just ask him if I don't know. I know that I can find things and figure things out. And I have a yes and mentality. Oh, okay, what's that? Yes and. Oh, solution, the problem solving. Once I get out of the spiral that we talked about on day one, day two, the spiral of like, how is this going to work? I don't know if it's going to work. This is really sad. I don't know what's going to happen. When I spiral up, and when you spiral up, all the answers are there, all the possibilities, all the people who would want to help you make something happen just because they recognize your brilliance and their brilliance happens to be helping folks like you will show up. Somebody wrote planning and baking. She said, I could bake my beep, beep off. Okay, I hope this is helpful. All right, where's my next slide? I hope this is helpful. So like I said, come back and put in the chat. I'm going to come and, read your comments as the day wears on, as the day dwindles down, as I like to say. And what are your strengths? Where are you magnificent already? Go stand on that side of the room. Thank you, Andrea Quinn, wherever you are. There you go. Living authentically. It's about aligning your actions with your authenticity. So what I was saying a minute ago was about activating. And I think I made up a word, activate to hide, whatever word I said. Activate your strengths. So it's not enough just to go, I am a really great baker. Maybe you should be opening a catering business. Activate that. Activate what's already awesome in your life, because here's what's going to happen. There's challenges in life, right? There's tons of challenges and tons of beliefs that we have about ourselves and beliefs that the world has about, or beliefs that the world has about us that we witness because we already have that belief about ourselves. I hope you heard what I just said. We have a belief about ourselves, and we have belief about what the world thinks of us because we go looking for it because we have that within us anyway. And again, this is not blame or shame. This is just, it shows up that way because you believe it. And so it's going to keep proving you right? Life has its moments, its challenges, its rocky roads. And by activating your strengths, by activating the gifts that are already there, you actually ease the path for yourself. It's the path of least resistance. I think we're so busy striving for something, striving to overcome something, striving to make something happen. We have this easy path over here that may still be work, right? It took work for me to sit up late last night and make my slides. It took work, but I'm in my zone of genius. I'm happy to do this. I'm happy to sit and, take off all my makeup, tie up my hair, and just get to work because it's in my zone of genius. It's on that side of the room that works. And so I want to encourage you as you uncover these strengths, as you uncover and identify and celebrate your strengths, as you uncover and identify and celebrate your strengths, look for ways to activate them, and you will find that the road becomes easier. You'll find that the path to success and wealth and love and peace and joy is like right in front of you. And there's some work along the way that you'll have to do. You may stay up late at night making some slides. You may, have to run back out the store because you forgot to get the flour that you need to get for those delicious bacon events, Miss Shalonda, whatever that is, right? Whatever it is for you. There's a path of least resistance, and stepping into your strengths in an authentic way is the way to do it. By the way, I'm getting the message now that I need to remind you that your playing small doesn't serve the world. Thanks, Marianne Williamson. Your playing small doesn't serve the world. If you're concerned what other people are going to say, what they're going to think, maybe they're going to say and think, wow, they out there doing their thing. Maybe I can do my thing too. I saw a little comment just a moment ago. Somebody said, I'm sick and tired of looking for a mentor. Then mentor yourself for now. Mentor yourself. Activate. Well, I got to do my shoulders like that. Activate your strengths now, and don't be alarmed when the teacher appears. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. You've heard that phrase. I don't even know who said that. When the student is ready, the teacher or the mentor will appear. That's why I'm doing this work. Maybe I'll be your mentor. Wink. We'll talk. We'll talk about it. And yes, I do my own sound effects. Okay, where am I now? Remember I said a minute ago that I had a really cool tool for you, a really cool resource. And actually, EJ turned me on to this resource. It's really, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. It's a website you can go to, and it's personalvalue.es. So I'm going to say it in case you can't see the screen. It's personalvalu.es. It is this awesome test, and it's exhaustive, and take your time with it, that will yield you your, I think, 5 or 10 top values. So I think that a top value for me is money. When I tell you, when I was done with the test, money didn't even show up in the top 10. I was like, I'm a Capricorn. We love money. Wasn't one of my top values. In fact, I made a screensaver for myself of my values. You'll get like a little wheel. You'll see. Oh, thanks, EJ. Thanks so much. It's a really cool tool. So my top values are compassion. Let's see if I can move on. Compassion, inner harmony. Oh, my screen closed. Compassion, inner harmony, contribution, love, and freedom. Apparently, those are my 5 top values. Now, for me, freedom, you can expand the explanation if you wanted to. When you have wealth, or when you have money in the bank, you have freedom, right? When you have inner harmony with yourself, which is what we're talking about, alignment with your assignment, you have peace, and you're able to be more compassionate in my case. And so what are your personal values? And so feel free to put them in the chat if you already know what some of your values are. Is love a big value for you? Is integrity? And I found this picture. I was like, this is awesome. Integrity. Competence. Is vision a big core theme, that value for you? What happens is when you get aligned with your values, you'll be surprised what you can say a powerful yes and a powerful no to. I should also drop the little love bomb here, the little aha, the little oh snap, that those of us who are people pleasers, ding, 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 telling the truth. I'm telling the truth, not the truth, but the truth. I'm a people pleaser. The truth of it is that if I stay fully aligned to my values, to my core values, I wouldn't need to work to please other people, because I would run every decision through, is this in alignment with my values? I would not have dated some not so nice men. So, they were a little questionable. They were a little on the edge. Maybe they were bad boys. I'm, ooh, bad boy, that might be interesting. It's not interesting. It's not. It's dangerous and not interesting. But I thought, ooh, this is. I'm going to live on the other side. No, I don't need to live on the other side. I need to live on the side of the room where my triumphant truth lives, and so do you. And so when you run, and I was younger. I was much younger then, if there's an excuse. But I knew better. You know how you know better, and you got to do better. I knew. I didn't trust my gut. I was like, ooh, this could be fun. It's not. Great lessons, though. Thank you. Thank you. Next. But when you align with your values, when you align with your core values, you can run every decision through that lens. Like my values, I don't know, for me, my values sit up in my heart, in my chest right here. And like, if I make this decision, will this add to my sense of inner harmony or detract from it? Will this help me feel more free? Will I be able to be compassionate with myself and compassionate with others as I say yes to this opportunity? Whatever your values are. That's why this test is awesome. By the way, it's free. Did I tell you that it's free? Yes, free. Now, there is a paid version of it, but that's a whole nother extra test. And I think it's like $10, $25. But take the free test and come back and tell me what your values are. And so that will tell me how you will show up in the world as yourself, and how you will show up in the world and help others. Everything I go do is now through the lensing of contribution. That's all my values. I want to contribute to the world. And in turn, the world will contribute back. Is this making sense? I hope it is. Leave me a comment. Okay. All right. Where's my next slide? So I wanted to step over, I think this is the time where I step over. Oh, before I get to the joy work. All right, so I have some other things some other nuggets I want to share with you. And EJ, if you want, you can just put the camera directly on me, which he's already doing because I'm in alignment with my values. So I just want to drop some more nuggets for you. Define your core values, which we covered. Is it honesty, creativity, freedom, compassion? If creativity is one of your values, that means in every aspect of your life, you are in alignment with, you get in alignment with creativity. Creativity shows up everywhere. In the way you plate your food, creativity will show up. I'll give an example of someone like this. So my friend T.C. Carson, who played Kyle Barker on Living Single, who's still one of my dearest and bestest friends in the whole wide world. I don't know what all of his values are, other than I've spent enough time with him. He's like my brother, right? I could guess what his values are because I've spent so much time with him. He shows up the way he shows up in the world powerfully. And so I could guess what they are. I have a feeling that creativity is one of his values. Because when I tell you that every season on Living Single, he would help me decorate my trailer. So we got these really ugly old trailers, especially the first season. We had to fight for better trailers as the seasons went on. And I would go, it's really drab in here. It's like, baby, come on, let's go downtown. And so he would take me downtown. He really just talked that way. Don't get mad at me, TC, if you see this. Come on, baby, we're going to go downtown. And we would go downtown, and he took me to the flower market, and he would show me where to buy the most beautiful flowers. Like you could take like $20 and you could, not only get enough flowers for your house, but enough for your trailer. And we would buy fabric, and he would show me how you could, without even sewing, like using safety pins, take the pillows that were drab and old and cover them and, make a little design. And we covered my sofa in animal print. I love animal print. Can you tell? He made it like every year. Come on, baby, let's go down. What do you want this year? I'm like, I don't know. And he would help me choose what would make my trailer stunning and gorgeous. So no matter what the inside came, what the factory default was, my trailer was gorgeous, right? He lives from a space of creativity. When you go to his home, I've seen him, like, you redecorated this. Most people leave the house the way it is for years. Like every 6 months, it's going to have a different energy. Every Christmas is going to have a different vibe. It's not the same Christmas tree. He just lives from a space of creativity. You'll see him do a show. He's an incredible singer. He'll do a show, and the next night, the show will have been shifted in a way that adds more creativity, adds more something. It's a little bit different. So no two audiences have ever seen the same show. I have a feeling creativity is one of his things. I'm going to ask him to take the test and let me know. Not that I have to be right, but I've been around him enough to know that's of high value, right? So what are your high value core values that this is just who I am. This is just who I be. Okay, very good. Practice that with yourself every day. Take a moment to check in with your values. That's one of the reasons why I make it my screensaver. And I realize I'm blind to it because I see it all the time. I need to really remind myself to stop and look at it, which is why I made the note last night, like stop and look at it to make sure that everything runs through that filter of your values, that filter of your, is this an alignment? I now choose jobs that way. If it doesn't feel like, it could even be a lot of money. I told you, money's not even in the top 10. It should be, but it's not. Freedom is. If I take this job, is it going to give me some sort of freedom? And it may not even be the highest salary or the highest, take home pay, but it's going to give me something else. I'm going to get to work with someone or go work somewhere that I've never experienced before or something like that. So just run your values through that. Okay. I'll also recognize the roles that you play. Think about the times you have acted inauthentically to fit in or avoid judgment or date a bad boy or whatever it is for you. People pleasing, in other words, like where do you put on a mask? Where do you show up as your untrue self that you think is pleasing other people, and it's the person it ain't pleasing is you. Okay. I already talked about embracing your strengths. I just want to go through my notes and make sure I really gave you all the things I wanted to share. List your 5 most personal strengths. I love how I made the notes and then I talked about it, and here they are for me to reiterate for you. Your list your 5 personal strengths too. And that's also another way of confidence, that no matter what, no matter how much trouble I'm having over on this side of the room, in an area in which, and I notice I didn't say I'm weak. I just say that these are just areas that are not my jam. I'm not putting myself down. I just recognize math is not my strong suit. Or in my case, I said I don't have a plethora of recipes. So buy yourself a cookbook if you want to improve in that area. Don't try to rack your brain to make the same 5 things over and over and over again, and feed them to your boyfriend and go, dinner served. Open up a cookbook and try something new, right? But if I know what my 5 personal strengths are and I'm constantly activating them, then I can focus on that and put the emphasis there and watch how the world, the universe, God, the creator, the divine send me the resources, the things I need to activate that more powerfully. So for the person who said, I'm sick of looking for a mentor, I'm saying step into your strengths as they already exist, and the road will rise up to meet you. The right mentor will show up for you because you're already mentoring yourself. I hope that's helpful. Here's another thing too that's really kind of cool, is to ask for feedback. I did this as a branding exercise years ago, many years ago. And it was really a cool exercise where you ask your inner circle, your close friends, and if you want, you can go to the circle that's just outside. So let's say your close friends and family, people that just love you and love up on you, and they know you well. And then there's maybe an outer level that's folks that maybe more acquaintances. And ask them what they see as your unique qualities. Now, you're not asking for criticisms. You're not asking them to tell you what's wrong with you, like what don't you like about it? You're asking them to share what do they see as your most unique qualities. You will be amazed at what you get back. I named mine because it was like I said, it was a branding exercise I was doing, and I just sent emails out to my dearest friends or texts. This is a few years ago, and I called it 10 Things About Kim, and I asked them to please send back to me a list of 3 to 10, take as many as you want. Some people did 12. A list of things that you saw as my qualities, or just what how do I appear to you? How do I, how do I resonate with you? Or what's the word I'm looking for? How do I, there's a word I'm looking for and it's not coming. Just what are my strengths? What are my unique qualities? What do you think of me? And I said, I'm not looking for criticism because we can have that separate conversation. Like, what do you think is unique about me? The list I got back made me cry. Like, you see me like that? I didn't even know I do that. Or you see me like that? I really do try to do that. I really do put that out in the world. One even came from a friend of mine, a guy who I didn't think that he was attracted to me. He was like, oh no, you really something special. Because he never made an overture at all. I was like, wait a minute, we could have dated or not, but he said some things. I was like, oh, you think I'm all that? I didn't even know he found me attractive because he didn't act like he did. He wanted to be my friend, and that was what really mattered. Anyway, give that a try. You will be surprised. Don't argue with them. Don't fuss with them. Like, no, that ain't true about me. Just let them. This is how you occur. That's the word I was looking for. Ask people, how do I occur to you? And you'll end up having some secondary conversations, which I did. One of my best friends said something about, I was like, is that how I occur to you? And she explained what that meant and what that meant to her. And we were able to deepen our friendship because the meaningness of what popped up. So give it a try. It's kind of cool. And it will, it'll make you smile. I promise you, because people love you. They do. There's also the conversation about avoiding comparison, which we do. Comparison doesn't help. The truth is they have their amazing energy and their amazing things that they do, and they have a side of their room that's not working too. EJ and I were just talking the other day about the Instagram. You've seen these before, like Instagram and reality. Like, I'm just going to show you just this right here because it's Instagram and you shouldn't see all my everything. But the truth is, you pull back that camera a little bit, there's another truth that's going on behind the scenes. And it's okay to embrace all of that. If you embrace it for yourself, you have to embrace that not everybody is really living that boss life. They're just showing you the piece of their life that they want you to see. And so there's no reason to be jealous or compare yourself to them. And the other thing is to celebrate all of your wins. Celebrate your wins, celebrate the small wins. In fact, tomorrow's whole session is going to be about celebrating your wins, celebrating what's unique and amazing about you. And if you just celebrate that and take that on beautifully, what does that mean in the world? What does that mean for you? What does that mean for others, right? Okay, so let me come back to the presentation. How is this landing for you? I usually don't look at the comments, but today I feel compelled to do so. So there's also a piece, and let me just see what my next slide is. Hang on just a second. So I have some homework for you, and then some radiant reflective questions. But I think what I wanted to do was invite EJJ. Let me just take a look real quick. So let me just do this joy work with you first. It's not homework, it's joy work. It's not homework, it's joy work. Choose one quality from your list of strengths and find a way to express it boldly in your daily life. One of those qualities. So if I told you that I know how to walk into a room and light it up with my smile and let others be seen, like that whole woo, woo, woo thing means I see you, I acknowledge you, I love you. It is part of who I am. It's not just something that Sinclair used to say. In fact, nobody wrote it for me. My mother gave it to me, and I gave it to the show. Woo, woo, woo. I can walk into a room and woo, woo, woo everyone in there. Meaning I walk into a room and I see their light and I let them know that they're seen and acknowledged. You'd be surprised how that does wonders for others, even if they don't know that it's happening. That's a strength. I'm gonna show up and do that everywhere I can. What strength do you have? What gift do you have? What quality do you have that you can activate on the regular? And practice doing that every day and build a habit of staying in that space at all times by getting clear on what your values are and being in alignment. And by the way, I want to say this about once you understand what your values are, it's not about putting up a boundary. It's about putting up what I like to call a peaceful perimeter. I don't have boundaries. Well, I have some. I have to have some. I told you I'm a people pleaser, so I need some. But what I really have is a peaceful perimeter. I check my list of values and go, does this, if I let this experience over the wall, past the peaceful perimeter, will I still be able to be in alignment with my values? I can? Very well. Welcome inside. I open up the gates. If not, the gates stay closed. It's a peaceful perimeter. Off you go. All right. So I'm cracking myself up. And Radiant Reflections, I want you to remind yourself, how can you remind yourself to embrace your authentic self? What steps can you take to align your actions? Because that's the other piece of this is I hope I've said that enough times. You got to get in action. You have to know this, and then you have to get in action. I want you to close what they call the knowing doing gap. Like, I know I'm the bomb.com over here. But what are you doing about it? Or what are you allowing to happen in your life so that it can be activated? This is how you build the business that you want. This is how you build the brand that you want. You got to know it, and then you got to act on it, okay? As I like to say, accept and allow. And I want EJ to pop on and share something that he came and shared with the VIPs yesterday. And the thing is that if you have something inside of you, there is someone that's praying for it, right? EJ, you say that much more eloquently than I do. Can I add you to the stage? It's up in the man cave. Was I not supposed to do that?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Plus, you got a fresh haircut. So,
EJ,
would you do me a favor and explain that that beautiful um, way of living?
First of all, I got to just say you're killing it. You're crushing it with this challenge. I'm learning a lot. I'm re-examining and looking at things differently for myself, so I know um, that you're like in your zone of genius right now,
Thank you.
which is so beautiful to witness.
Thank you.
Um, it's just amazing. I
Thank
love
you,
you
EJ.
so much.
I love you back. Thank you.
Um, the one thing that we were talking about in the VIP, which was pretty cool, and uh, is is that the way I look at this is every like you always say, everybody always has gifts. We all come here with these beautiful, amazing things that the creator, whatever you call it, God, Allah, whatever you call it, the thing that created everything gave us these skills, gifts, and talents. We all have them, right? And I believe that the way I look at it is that the creator gives them to us so that we could be more like it in the world and utilize it to help the creator answer the call of the world, right? So it's like when I fall on my knees and I pray and I ask God or the creator to give me something, like please help me understand, you know, math, right? The creator is like, oh, there's a prayer over there for math. So who can I give the skill of math to go share that knowledge with the person who's praying for the understanding of math so that that person's prayer could be answered. And it's like this big chessboard. I see that the gift is dropped over here and the answer is over here or the prayer is over here, and it's like how can they meet in the middle? And so the way I look at it is, who am I to keep this answer that I am for someone else to myself? When I get an idea to create a course, write a book, help somebody sing better, I don't do that because I can't sing, but I'm just saying when when I get the idea to create something, to share my gift, anytime I hold on to that and not put it into the world, there's somebody out there praying for the answer that that gift is that's not being served. And so then it causes the creator to be like, oh, you're not going to utilize that gift. Well, let me find another source, right? But I want to say to the creator, yes, I'm a faithful servant. Yes, I appreciate this gift that you gave me, and I will do with it what you will have me do with it. So if I'm to be the I can think of one person who does that for me, and that's who we're seeing tonight, Layla Hathaway. Her voice is amazing. When I hear it, I get revelations, right? But what if Layla didn't sing? Then I wouldn't get the revelations that her voice brings to me. And so I just say that everyone has that ability. Don't diminish the gift that you have, the beauty that you have by holding it to yourself. You owe the creator that created it all, and you owe it to yourself to share it with the world, knowing that there's someone or a whole bunch of someones out there waiting for you. They only can hear it through your lens. I look at you like that, Kim. Like, if you had not made fun of the beauty queens, if you had not had the courage to utilize your gift of comedy to heal others, then there would be no Sinclair and there would be no living single as we know it, right? It would be void of that, which would be a different experience on the planet, right? The countless people that come up to you and say how living single changed their lives, like even for myself. So I hope that's clear.
Thank you. Thank you for lending your voice and your knowledge and your gift to the world. Uh, what's one of three of your gifts on this side of the room?
Um, three of my gifts on that side of the room. Number one is solving problems. I
Yeah.
think I'm an expert problem solver. Like I can see things, shape shift them. Number two, tying them back to who I know we came here to be, which is seeing the excellence in everyone and then helping them navigate that excellence and bring it out to the world. Number three, it's being a stand for living in a space of love
Yeah.
and returning to that space as quickly as possible. It's like there's no time for me to be out of love with life,
Mm.
with the people in my life, with there's no space for that because living outside of that is detrimental to what is to come, right? I want to generate more of that energy in my life. So in order to do that, I have to show up as that as much as I can humanly possible.
It's true. I should let you all know. So can I tell you the benefit of that? Do you mind if I use you as an example?
Sure. Yeah. How do I occur to you?
This is
Go ahead. Let's share our laundry here amongst the internets. How do I occur to you, my dear?
well, the three strengths that you just mentioned, you absolutely occur. Okay, I gave a little hint if you all were listening. I consider myself resourceful. I think I'm smart and I can figure things out. But because I attracted a mate in my life who has figured everything else out, half the time I just ask him, so what do you think of so so? How do I get to so so? Because I know I can do it myself, but I can do it so much faster because I know he has the answers. I'm joking, but I'm not joking. I'm joking.
Human Google over here.
Human Google, like EJ, what do you think of so and so? Okay. And sometimes it's to confirm what I'm already thinking or a path I'm already on. And sometimes it's just like, get me there faster. But I will say the quality that you mentioned that I watch unfold regularly is the return to love. So much so that you have it tattooed on your arm.
Like, you can't.
You can't see, you can't get in there. So what that means is, so let me tell the effect. So for those of you who are stepping into or making a list of your strengths, and you're like resolute about your strengths, and as the people in your world will confirm for you, that's why I gave you that exercise. You'll be surprised how many people go, "Oh yeah, you really do show up as that." Here's how it impacts. That means that any kerfluffles that we have, any disagreement that we have, does not last. Now, so happens I grew up in a household in which my mother lives from that space. I don't think she would language it the way you did. We would have little arguments against mother, daughter, especially when you're a teenager. And before we went to sleep, it was solved. It was handled. It was, Kimmy, come on and get it. Come on, get something to eat real quick. Let's talk this out. Are we okay? We returned to love without knowing that's what it was. So I'm glad that I came from a household that was a way of being, that we didn't spend time being mad, but you are lightning speed. I'm like, I want to be angry a little while longer,
She
sir.
does. She wants to be angry a little while longer, and I'm
God,
trying to
that's
get
all
it over with as quickly as possible.
right.
I think
Immediately.
I think a lot. I think that's part of that is masculine, feminine energy. I think a lot of men are like, let's just hurry up and get past this argument because it's uncomfortable. But I really want us to get back to love as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Yes, we do have arguments, we do have disagreements, but I don't think they even last past 40 minutes.
Oh, that would be the longest one, and that was
Yeah.
when I shut myself in our hotel room in Atlanta. We had actually, it wasn't a hotel room. It was in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Right.
And I went and locked myself in the bedroom because I was mad at you. Meanwhile, I was suffering because I was out.
Right, because you both suffer. Like no one wins in this situation. But if we can get back to love, there's like everybody wins.
Right.
You know.
And it doesn't mean that you just get to an understand. Sometimes it's about coming back to an understanding, and understanding gets you closer to love. And so I want you to look at your strengths as you're listing them, as you're thinking about them, and think about how those strengths actually impact other people. Because EJ has a core value, a core belief. Now we're gonna get back to love right away. I may want to sit in it for another 5 minutes or so because I just want to be mad at you, but I'm not even mad at you anymore. I'm like,
I think I'll ask you a question. So, how much longer would you like to be angry? Give me a time limit. And that always makes you a little bit pissed off as well. But
uh,
you don't stay that way. You're like, I don't know how long. And then you'll say 5 minutes or 10 minutes or
and
whatever.
then
And
it'll
I'll be
be
like, okay, I'll see you in 10 minutes. I'll be right back.
And then 3 minutes later, like,
It's
okay,
like, hey, I love you.
I love you too. So thank you for being willing to share and
Yeah.
share some technology that we use. We have an upcoming show. We'll tell you all about that some other time. We love uh, making relationship with yourself strong and making relate all your other relationships strong as well. It reverberates everywhere. So that's why this authenticity piece is a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's all there is, right?
Can I say something else? And I know you have to go because you have to share the opportunity to work
Yeah,
with
yeah.
me. But people may watch this and they'll see that you're about to share something where people can join a live stream with you, a 1-day event where they could like get the whole world of this, right? Like you're going to break it down even further and put action plans in place for people to get it. You could join virtually, right, for one fee. And then there's an opportunity for like 15 people to like be in the room with you and have you give them spot on feedback. Like they'll get to do the first part, which is the virtual event, but they'll also get to have dinner with you, get to be with you, get to come be in the space with you and just, kiki and all the things that you're going to do, but also really get really dialed in to how they're going to show up powerfully in the world. And that's a different fee, right? It's a bigger investment. And what I say to the person who's probably going to see this and say, "Oh my God, that's I can't do that. I don't have the resources for that." I would invite that person to say, "Okay, that's something for me to look forward to. Maybe I'm not here. I really want to do it, but I'm going to do this other piece that I can do. And I'm going to take full advantage of it and put all my heart, what I like to call mana or energy into it. And I'm going to really establish my foundation and get this really, really locked in. And then next year or whenever it comes back around again, I know I'll be ready and I'm going to go." But for the people who think like, I don't know. I really need to do this. It looks like a great opportunity, but I'm not willing to invest in myself. Well, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, then how can you ever expect anyone else to invest in you? So I just ask you to think about that. You know, when I've been a serial entrepreneur all my life, and I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in my education, from traditional education to other mentors and coaches, and some of them they disappointed me terribly, and some of them I got the best support and advice and are still good friends to this day with. And if I didn't make the initial investment in myself, I couldn't, in good conscience, ask anybody else to invest in me. Like, I can't ask a client to pay me anything if I'm not willing to first make the first investment in myself, whether it's the investment of time, energy, or money. They all have to be made, and you have to make that in yourself first. So that's just what I wanted to say. It's a powerful circle. It's
Mhm.
back to you tenfold.
Thank you.
All right, see you around, kid.
See you around, kid. Thank you, EJ, from the man cave above, above, above. So thank you for that. And for the record, just in case somebody wants to know, I actually met EJ because I made an investment in myself. I hired EJ's team to help me build my brand and my message even stronger than it already was. I had some success in building myself as a speaker, author, coach, and it was me hiring EJ's team, investing in myself to build the message, the brand, the mission even stronger. And then we became friends, and then oops, he became my everything. So that can happen for you too. or say maybe that happens for you. Whatever is meant to allow. If I had said no to that experience, I wouldn't have even met EJ. So you'd be surprised the ripple effect. I've been talking all week long about the ripple effect of making a decision, making an investment in yourself. And like you said just now, the investment can be time, energy. It can actually be money. It can actually be all the things, investing in deciding to activate your gifts. And I've got a way for you to be able to do that. Let's share that with you. So I like to always say a new opportunity awaits. I have a new opportunity for you. I'm super excited to share. So do I have another slide here? It's called the Boldacious Brilliance Live event. And EJ just mentioned it. And there are two ways to participate. And let me share this with you. I'm going to share the actual page where everything is on. So give me just a moment here. I think I'm handling this myself, right, EJ? I got to handle it on my own screen share. I can't hear you, but I can see you. Hopefully you can see my page there. So I call this the Boldacious. Oh, what did I do here? The Boldacious Brilliance Live event. So we've been talking all this week about alignment with your assignment, getting clear about your gifts, pushing aside, well, let's first identify our limiting beliefs and installing new beliefs to strengthen ourselves and to create a way to get ourselves out and broadcast our brilliance more. And so I'm speaking to you if you are an author, a speaker, a coach, and or a visionary leader, because if you're any of those things, you're also a visionary leader. If you're an entrepreneur, if you have a business and you want to see that business thrive, well, you've got to broadcast your brilliance, and you have to put out this decide that you're going to be boldacious about your brilliance. And the way I'm helping people do this is with a live virtual event happening on November 14th. It's a full day event in which I will give you the tools, the techniques, the things that you need, all the things that you need in order to prepare that platform to be brilliantly broadcast. And so we got to work on mindset. We got to install some new beliefs. Remember, I told you from the beginning that a belief is just a thought that you think over and over and over again. Why don't we install some new beliefs that empower you rather than pull you down, that empower you and keep you on the right side of the room instead of the side of the room where nothing's working for you? So the first step is mindset mastery. The second step is identifying who is your who. And the thing that I hear a lot, especially from aspiring authors or even established authors, is to go, oh, my book is on Amazon, and that's awesome. But who did you write that book for? Were you really crystal clear on who your, as I like to say, your soulmate client, your soulmate reader? Whatever business you build for yourself, one of the first steps is getting the mindset right. And the very next step, before you even create your product, create your book, bake those cookies, write your program, write your course, record your course. The first step is who is your who. The reason why you all are here is you're my who. I was very specific in the way I languaged who I was looking for to show up here this week. And those of you who went on and moved on and took the next level, which is the VIP, when I step into the VIP room with you, which I will do after this, as I have every day, I'm amazed but not amazed, because I was very clear about who I wanted to attract so that I could pour into, hear ideas from, mastermind with. Getting clear on who is your who, and we're going to do the work necessary to identify exactly who you need to be talking to, exactly who's praying for your solution. If EJ just dropped that in for you, that there's somebody praying for your solution that only you can deliver, let's go and speak just to them. And by the way, other folks will come along. Folks, you're like, I wasn't even planning on you, but welcome. You're welcome. Come on in. Getting really dialed in on that is magical, right? It's magical, and it makes the difference in building the business and the brand that you want. The next piece that we're going to do and work on that day, that one live virtual day, is unlock your boldacious brilliance. We're going to embrace your unique gifts, really get dialed in on what your gifts are. And I have a system of helping to get those gifts really identified and uncovered in a way that actually ends up informing the book that you want to write, the program that you want to create, the business that you want to build or build even stronger. What I think a lot of coaches do is it's that outside in approach. The approach that I do and the work that we do together is to actually go from the inside out. You actually already have everything you need on the inside. If we tap into your gifts, the way for you to put those gifts out into the world already exists. The person who's praying for it already exists. We just have to get it dialed in and identified and processed. And I help you process that from what you already know. Just bring your boldacious, beautiful self, and we'll do the work that day. And you will find what gets outlined in front of you is an outline for your products, goods, and services. For the way for you to make a difference in the world, it's already there. And it's unlocking your gifts and talents, unlocking your zone of genius. We will do that work. Then the next piece I add on top of it is how you share that with others, how you share your story. I told you before that story is my jam, and there's a way to craft your story and craft your message and craft your mission so that your soulmate person leans in and says, oh, they're the ones that have the solution for me. Great. Where do I sign up? How do I come to your event? You're my people because I'm your people. And it becomes, as I said earlier, an easy road. It's not like the climbing of building. I'm having a hard time building my business. It should actually be an easy road or easy blueprint. And all you have to do is follow the steps. You will leave with a blueprint on how to build that, on exactly what to do, what to say, and how to say it. So it has people leaning in and go, how do I get some of that? Where do I sign up? Here's my credit card, and throwing it at you, at the screen, at you, so that you can have the abundance that you want and have the life that you deserve. And so that's one full day. The investment for that day is $197. At the end of the day, you will have the strategic roadmap for the goals. You'll understand the mindset that needs to be in place. We'll understand who is your who. And I don't think a lot of people talk a lot about that, getting laser focused on who your who is, who it is that's already praying for you, getting dialed in on what your zone of genius is, and then knowing how to language it in a way so that now this becomes the content that you put out on the social media. This now becomes the chapters of your book. This now becomes your talk titles for your speaking engagements. By the way, sorry, not sorry. If you're a business owner, you're also a speaker. Who better than you than to speak for your business? If you're a visionary leader, you're actually a speaker, and we're going to activate that as well. So that's the opportunity that's on the table right now. I think EJ has probably put the link up for you to be able to sign up for that. It's only $197. It is November 14th. Of course, you'll get your workbooks, and of course, there's a swag bag for you, a swag box of goodies that I'll put together for you, all intentionally planned, all designed to elevate your brilliance. As I told you, if my gift is I walk in a room and I see brilliance all around me, who am I not to help people unlock that? Because then when you shine, you give others permission to shine as well. So when you shine, you give me permission to shine. When I shine, I give you permission to shine, and you affect everyone in your world, your babies, your grandbabies, your coworkers, your cousins and them. They're going to be watching you unlock your brilliance, and then you give them permission to do the same. So that's number one. Now, as EJ mentioned, there is another opportunity. Let me see if that's now shared properly. I can't, it's so tiny, I can't tell. I can't tell if you can see that. Let me see if that's the other page. Let me make the other page. Let me stop sharing and reshare. Stop screen. Here comes the next screen. Now, EJ did mention that there's another opportunity. Is that the right one? I cannot tell. Hold, please. Let me make it bigger. No, that's not the one. Hang on. I know he's laughing at me. You laughing at me, EJ? Let me fix this. Give me just a sec. What? It's driving him crazy. Just go on driving him cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Okay, I'm going to try one more time. I think I've got it now. There we go. Hopefully they can see that. I made it. So there's another opportunity. And this one is the VIP. And this one is the one where we get to spend time together in person in Durham, North Carolina. And yes, I said North Carolina on the 15th of November. So day one is the live virtual event. 197 is the investment, and everyone will come and you'll be in your own living room. You can be in your bedroom. You can be wherever you want to be. You spend a whole day, and we'll unlock all of those things we just talked about. And then there's part two. And part two is the VIP that I have room for 15 people. And the way this works is we will then implement everything that we're working on in that virtual day. And actually what I'm going to do is we will work together for 8 weeks to activate all of that, all of those steps, all of those tools, all those techniques, so that when we're together live and in person in this gorgeous studio in Durham, lights, camera, action, we will actually film you doing a captivating talk. So that mission and that story that you come up with, that product process that you've now uncovered out of your gifts, will record a video that then you can use on your social media, on your websites, and everywhere. And it will be filmed in a professional setting. Like I said, lights, camera, action. We will spend 8 weeks preparing you for that moment. And I will be there in person with you, coaching you to get this done. So actually, it's a 2-3 day experience. You come in, we have a VIP reception, we get you ready. You spend the day doing that virtual work. It'll be a refresh for you. And then on the second day, we will actually implement, we'll actually get in action on all that we've built. This investment is only $24.97. And what's not on this page, and I have to tell you, is included in this is your hotel, your transportation to and from the hotel to the actual studio, and all your meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner included. I wanted to make this what we call a screaming deal for you, an easy yes, that for $24.97 at this time, $24.97 at this time, and there's a 2-pay option, you can get all that dialed in. I'll coach you over 8 weeks virtually. We'll get in space with each other. You will have rehearsed your captivating talk. You'll get clear on who your who is, get clear on your boldacious brilliance. You'll really craft that story in a powerful way. We'll talk about and build, help you really fine-tune the brand that you already have, or make the shifts necessary that will resonate with your who that you've decided who your who is your who. We'll master your magnetic messaging. You get a one-on-one with me virtual. And then by the time we get to the studio, you're going to be ready. Like I said, lights, camera, action. My goal, my dream, my joy will be to prepare you so that when the camera is on you, you will be ready to rock and roll. And I've been doing this for 40 years, so I know how to do this, and I know how to help unlock the best version of you so that you can do this too. And what this means is that you go into 2025 with your marketing message in place, with the ideas for what you're going to launch for the next year already in place, and fine-tuning what you already have, and making it even deeper, richer, and ready to roll. And like I said, really honed in for the person that you want to help. And so that opportunity is $24.97. And like I said, all you need to do is take a bus, train, or plane to Raleigh Durham Airport, or get yourself to Durham, and we'll do the rest. That includes your hotel, that includes your food, and that includes your transportation to the hotel, because I don't need you in an Uber on your way. I need you there in studio with me. And the studio is absolutely gorgeous. I had a chance to visit there last week, or no, 2 weeks ago. So those are the two offers that are on the table. There is to come to the live virtual event and get this dialed in, get your message, your mindset, your message, your really your blueprint for your genius, getting it out into the world. And then the other option is to spend 8 weeks in coaching with me. We're going to get you ready so that when we're live and in studio, you're ready for lights, camera, action. And that's the like I said, the new opportunity that I'm offering right now. And EJ, intimated, will I offer this again? I likely will offer it again. I don't know that it will be this cost. I don't know if that will be this investment again. This is my way of putting these gifts out into the world and putting this opportunity out in the world in a way that's doable. Listen, I'm going to keep it real with you. We just had a call the other day with some other folks that do this kind of work, and this is often thousands and thousands and thousands, and that's not including the food and and the prep to get you ready. You can hire a studio in your town right now and get it done, but will you have the training in place? Will you have the knowledge already in place? Will you have the nuggets already in place so you know exactly what to say, how to say it, and who you're saying it to? I think that's the piece that not a lot of people are talking about. Who are you talking to? Who do you want to bring in? Whose prayer do you want to answer? Whose prayer do you want to answer in the way that you activate your gifts? So that opportunity is out there. Happy to have you join me. Would love to have you join me. This is the kind of stuff I love. And I love to help you broadcast your brilliance in what we call, where is it? The Boldacious Brilliance Live event. I'll stop saying it like that one day. All right, everybody. I hope that this was helpful for you. Please do your joy work. The joy work of identifying your strengths, the joy work of asking people around you, what do you think my strengths are? What do you think is awesome about me? Don't tell me what's wrong with me. I'll figure that out later. I don't even care what you think is wrong with me. What do you think is right with me? And be prepared to be amazed about what your friends and family think of you and what they see as your strengths and your beautiful, beautiful self. Hey, VIPs, I need to take a bio break. I need to freshen up my tea, and I will meet you in the Zoom room in 5 minutes. Where I am, it's 11:22. I'll see you at I told you math is not my thing. I'll see you at, give me 6 minutes. I'll see you at 11:28 PST. Thank you all so much for the privilege of being with you today. I'll see you again tomorrow. We're going to celebrate more of your boldaciousness. Commit to being boldacious today. And I'm excited for you. I'm excited that you will. Off you go. Bye for now.